The Rock has signed a deal with Disney, and now leads me to our feature story of the night. I think Jordan was talking smack about The Rock. He's going to smack his ass up pretty soon.
I thought we were going to do that.
We were going to lay the fucking smacked on you, Jordan, because he will lay the fucking smacked on you. Don't fucking The Rock, Dwyane the Rock Johnson has signed a new contract with Disney, and his whole production company are moving forward to make a whole new deal for a first look deal. And we've talked about this multiple times, like Timothée Chalamet signed the Warner Brothers, like it happens all the time. But The Rock is a big name, and it hasn't happened for him ever before. And so I think this is a big deal. And people are talking about left and right, like, of course he did like Jungle Cruise, he's been doing Moana, he's been doing a lot of projects with them, but this is the first look deal. The way these go down is like this. He didn't go back to wrestling. But he's gone now again. He does that shit. He goes, one day I wrestle, one day I don't. One day I rock bottom, one day I drop people's elbow, one day I fucking drink some tequila. That's his job. But so for him, for this, it's a big deal because that means on paper, it's like, every project that you have to go with them first. And his company, $7 Productions, are all involved with them. So now if The Rock wants to do something, and it's also beyond that, they're saying it's like beyond television and film. They haven't really branched off what that means. Maybe commercials, maybe something to do with like production beyond that. I don't know. We'll find out more as it moves forward. But Disney already is a big company. It makes sense for him. They've already been paying a lot of his bills. But is it a big thing for him moving forward? The Rock is pretty much saying like everything that I do goes through Disney first. Is that gonna hurt his career, help his career? Is that something that we think is right, wrong, or maybe the best thing ever? That's the question I'm putting out there right now, because I do think that Disney is great. A lot of times, they do their thing. But I do think that sometimes the mouse is never always right. Mm-hmm. But The Rock makes great money, so.
Does he? Black Adam?
It's hard to get that job. Black Adam. Jordan, what do you think? Oh, my God,
he makes so much money.
Yeah, I know. Jordan, what do you think? Is The Rock fine signing this deal, or should be a free agent moving forward?
Well, I don't know, because I do love The Rock's movies. I do. But he put all his eggs in DC's basket. We see how that worked out. And the best. He went crawling back to Vin Diesel to be in the Fast and Furious movies when he says, I'm never working with him again. I mean, and then he went crawling back to WWE to get that big paycheck to do WrestleMania and be on the board of directors. I don't know if I'm not saying he's on the downward slope, but his acting career has kind of hit its peak. I don't know. This is hard to say. You know he's going to be in a Marvel movie eventually if he gets first say. He's going to find something.
He'll figure it out. But there's that whole rumor about him being Apocalypse, you know?
Oh, Jesus Christ. But he just plays The Rock.
He doesn't always play The Rock. He plays the Tooth Fairy once in a while as well.
Yeah. That's The Rock. The Rock is
the Rock Fairy, the Rock Tooth Fairy. That's just Dwyane.
I loved him in the Fast and the Furious movies, and he should have just stuck with those.
Probably.
That fit his character to the T.
But this is like it's a big deal for an actor to take a deal like this, though, Jordan.
Yeah,
it doesn't always happen. To be offered a deal like this is a huge deal. It doesn't happen. Like, to be an actor, this is like an old school deal. Back in the day, they used to always we'd like lock you in for a 3-picture deal.
Tom Kruse deal.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's big for somebody like The Rock. So I think it's actually monumental for his career, regardless of like maybe he's done. We can joke about his other projects in the past, but I think it's actually a big deal for him. He's making a lot of money off this deal, so why would he not take it? I think you gotta take it. You gotta fucking take that money. Ron, if Disney comes to you, right? You've been doing jobs. Of course, you're swole. You're kicking ass. You drop the people's elbow. You've been kicking ass for a long time, right? Mm-hmm. But Disney comes to you and says, hey, man, we want you for first look deal for, let's say, 5 years. everything you do, come to us first. We're going to pay you, pin you, and take care of you. How do you turn that down? Is that great for your career? Or maybe you should try to branch off and see who else can take care of your flowers.
Take care of your flowers. Water your plants. How old is he? Is he 50?
Last like 50, 56,
Yes.
I think, isn't he?
Ooh, he's not
He's
57.
50 something.
So he's not a young man.
52. I was way off. 52.
Not way off. That's not way off.
52, man.
I think this is a great thing. I think it's a great thing. Are you kidding me? I would jump at it in a second. I would jump at it yesterday.
40.
He does look good. But it's not like he needs to create a career for himself for the next 40 years, you know?
Yeah, he's already cemented his career.
Yeah,
he's figured it out. Like he knows who he is.
Cemented his career.
If the mouse is, believing enough in him to do this, then why not try it out? I mean, what really do you have to lose? You really
not
don't.
much.
No,
he's got so much money as it is. He did the wrestling thing again.
Well, there's
he came back and forth. Like he's got other avenues to make money in, regardless.
I don't even think he needs to go down those. Yeah.
He doesn't have to,
Well,
Ron.
No.
His deal with wrestling now, putting him on the board of directors at TKO, gave him a lot of shares in that company. He's set.
Yeah. So why not slide in with a first look deal with the mouse? I mean, yeah.
Huh?
I would have picked a better company, but it wasn't his choice.
Disney's going to rule the world.
He's gonna conquer, dominate, and destroy. But
And
Ron, I think
he was going to do that for DC.
Maybe this could open up something with contract players again, because there was something to be said for that. There really was.
it was a great time.
In old school Hollywood. It really was. So maybe if something works with that, maybe other studios will look at it, and maybe we could see that again.
That's a big thing, Ron. And I still have I've been writing a script about that for a long time. It's like the idea what it used to be for old school Hollywood was this: you move to Hollywood, you sound with the studio,
Yeah.
you live on the lot, and then they would put you on different production every day, 5 days a week, maybe 2 productions a day sometimes.
Yeah,
And so you start in the
exactly.
morning over here on I Love Lucy, and then later in the afternoon you'll be on Bewitched, and then tomorrow you're on, whatever production they have going on.
Exactly. All those little bungalows around Paramount Studios, those were all where they would place all the actors.
They live there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
People don't know that.
Yeah.
People don't know that shit though, Ron. People are like, oh, that's just like what it was. It's an office building, but it's not how it was. CBS did that. Every studio did that.
There were the wars between Paramount and MGM, and they would steal, and it was just the heads of. Watch any old movie, watch Mommy Dearest with Joan Crawford. It's just like that's a large part of it.
Yeah, I love it though. I wish, even though like people are like, it was a tough life, Ron. It was a tough life, and I get it. But at least for an actor, you had an opportunity to grow and develop, and have an opportunity to be like, okay, I can start right here. I can start the ground level. I can start right here. And if I make an impact, I'm already acting because they give them lines. They have them act the whole time.
Right.
It wasn't just background. It was like an opportunity to show yourself to be something better. And I think that was a great time. And I think those first look deals, which used to be like just a deal, were amazing for the up and coming actor, which we don't have anymore, which I think the union needs to fucking fight for again.
Let me ask you and Spencer and GR, isn't acting always a hard life?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. 100%.
So
Kind of
it's
supposed to be, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody is George Clooney or Julia Roberts.
No.
Nope.
But I also feel like a lot of these people have to pay their dues, you know what I mean? Like even I mean George Clooney had a couple, like he was acting as a kid, I think. I mean I feel like a lot of actors that were broke for at least a short period of time where they had to deal with something, and that's the artist.
Look at Chris
that's the
Hemsworth.
musician, that's the that's the whoever, you gotta, the tribulation is kind of what makes the artist in a lot of ways, I think. So
Absolutely. I always love the stories about actors that get a series. And like right up until getting that series, they had $57 in the bank, and they were flipping burgers at Johnny Rockets. That was Matt LeBlanc. I like those stories.
Hemsworth was moving home. He said he was giving up after he didn't get a gig after being George Kirk in Star Trek, and before he got Thor, he thought he didn't get cast because he didn't hear from him. He said he was a week from moving back to Australia.
And his whole family was trying. Like Luke has a job, Liam has a job, everybody has a job now. You all get a
the list goes
job.
on and on, And there's also how many actors are like doing well, you think, and they're just not making money. Like Alan Ritson, who auditioned for Thor, right? Didn't get Thor, and like I heard his whole story on that, which is so sad. It's great. You guys want to look it up, but
he thought he killed himself.
He was there's like Giancarlo Esposito. I mean, there's so many actors that were just ready to take that step.
He almost killed himself too.
It's like you would never hope anybody ever gets there. You know what I mean? Right. But sometimes
he sold his dog for it. To make a movie.
Yeah, exactly. You got Stallone. You got Rock Bottom. I think makes more people.
He didn't make it till he was what?
Makes more people
40s.
I think it makes people who they become. So I think for some of these moments it's good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't ever want to see somebody that's can't pay for their own meals or their house or so on and so forth. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I think that's the real stuff there. That's the real grit of life. That's the real art. That's the beauty of it.
I look at it like reality. I had given up on the business, and then this host of ours moved in across the street and offered me a part, and I've been in love with it ever since.
Yeah. It's
it is what it is.
But I feel like we're also talking about a different thing. You're talking about years ago whenever like an actor or the art I think was a bit more cherished. You know what I mean? Now it's seats in the movie theater. Now it's
it's butts in the seats.
But box office budgets. You know what I mean? Now we're talking like it's all revenue. It's all that's
all about money.
It's sad. It's sad that you see a lot of these productions too that like you get a creative that puts this together and puts everything they've got into it, and then the studio steps in and says, I don't know if I like it.
Do we like
it was all my money. I don't know if I like it. Let's reshoot some of this. And then the audience sees something that was just so far from the creator's, vision,
actual perspective, yeah.
And then they take all the hit for it,
And you look at it, if it's let's say it's a newer actor's first time leading a movie and that bombs, that
could bury your career.
Just by bombing the movie could tank your career.
What career?
I mean, shit. What happened to the actor from Back to the Future? I mean, like he had a decent career, but the guy before Michael J. Fox, I don't know if you guys know that, they shot 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was Bridget Fonda's ex-husband, Eric.
Yes, Eric
Stoltz.
Yeah, it is Stoltz.
Stoltz. Yeah, that's it. Stoltz.
He's in.
He was in Mask. He was the deformed elephant man in Mask.
Oh, nice. He's the drug dealer in Tarantino. Pulp Fiction.
Oh, Pulp Fiction, really?
Yeah, he's the drug dealer that's freaking out that he's got a stab him in the chest. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I had a friend that worked with Tom Hanks, and her friend worked with Tom Hanks, and she was talking about how they shot for 2 weeks, and Tom Hanks was like, I don't like the chemistry, and so they just hired another actor and went with it, and it's like, how do you come back from Tom Hanks telling you he didn't like the chemistry with you? He said dead eyes. I think he's got dead eyes, and it's like that just fucking killed that guy's career. It's like it's sad. It's a tough career to have, but
Torbett, how do you feel about The Rock taking over Disney and signing a contract? Do you think that Dwayne Johnson deserves to be doing all the Disney projects?
That's actually something that I would never expect. Wow, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock signing a contract for Disney. I honestly don't know how I feel about that. I think he's just a good actor. I mean, I've never seen him as a owner for a company like that, but sure, I guess.
But he's like, if you've seen his movies for Disney, like you've ever see the
Yeah.
what's one the river one? What's the river one? Everybody know
Oh, Jumanji.
Oh, Jumanji was big for him. Those movies were great, but he did the River Quest or the
Oh,
Jungle,
yeah.
Jungle Quest, Jungle Cruise. Jungle Cruise. That's it, Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, with
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson has done many things. He's had many careers, and
People's champ.
yeah, that's really surprising that he's going to be doing Disneyland or Disney. I mean,
He's trying. He's trying. He got that deal.
Well, he
it's
is
big
Maui.
money.
Dwayne Johnson is the Illuminati. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. This is a joke. I'm just kidding.
Thirsty Daddy, how do you feel?
You know, what I see in this is a lot of his movies were R or borderline R.
Yeah.
You know, but that's if he's with Disney, that's gone. A lot of the movies he's made will not get made. No, I'm not saying he didn't do other things. I'm not saying that at all. But
yeah, he's just got. He does everything.
Under Disney, he would never make Jumanji.
He's working.
Whatever.
Jumanji.
I feel like they would make it.
After a few vodka and orange juice, it's Jumanji. Whatever.
Disney Plus has everything on it now. I checked it the other day. It is not what it was like 6 months ago.
It's a whole new world.
Yeah. Hulu.
Oh, God.
Hulu really tainted Disney Plus. You know.
Yeah, it's Hulu. it's
absolutely.
But it's Disney. I think The Rock is trying. I think as a business aspect, I think it makes sense. He's already doing Moana 2.
Are we getting cut
live
off?
action, and he's doing the what?
I don't know. It says live broadcast will end in 1 second.
Why?
Because we hit 2 hours. I don't know. Did I get 2
That's not true. That's not true.
Not true.
He makes so much money. Anybody that's attached to him makes money. It's just a good deal. Disney's like, we're gonna make money off you. He's like, I'm gonna make money off of you.
But Moana, like he did that. He's done a lot of projects with them. He's been really integral with their whole production. I think that he's fine, and I think that him going with them makes sense. And I think over the end of the day that he'll make a lot of money with Disney. It's a mouse, huh? And mouse cannot be stopped.